Hello, I'm Umbreon Libris, and this is my Pokémon Legends Adventure Journal. Yes, I'm back. My jaw is still a bit swollen, so it's still not 100%, but at least I have enough energy to play for longer hours and to record the voiceover myself. But thank you, Indigo, for filling in while I couldn't be here.
You're welcome.
So day 7 was another fairly long day of gameplay, but it didn't really accomplish much in terms of story. Even though I had access to the next part of the map as soon as I started playing, I decided to go back into the Crimson Mirelands and finish exploring it thoroughly, just like I'd done with the Fieldlands before. There was a whole section of the Mirelands in the east that I hadn't really gotten to before, so I spent a lot of time there, caught a lot of new Pokemon, caught a Turtwig, caught some Ralts, caught several Petilil, evolved my shiny Ponyta into a shiny Rapidash, and in fact got a lot of evolutions. I evolved several of the Ralts, I evolved one of the Petilil into a Lilligant. That one was an easy one to figure out the evolution, same method as always. But I also figured out how to evolve Scyther into Kleavor. I was riding on Ursaluna just finding some treasure, and then it digs up this weird sharp rock, and I didn't know what it was, so I looked at its description in the pack, and I saw that it was loved by a certain Pokemon. And just as I read that, I realize I have Scyther on my team, and it says compatible. So I guess that solves that, and Scyther evolved into Kleavor. I also evolved a couple of my Teddiursa into Ursaring, and put one of them on my semi-permanent team. Not sure how to evolve that one quite yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out sooner or later. That gave me enough research points to earn star number 6.
I have 7.
Show off. Anyway, I moved on to the Cobalt Coastlands. So I had this experience twice already, right, where I explore an area somewhat thoroughly, but I also advance the story at about the same rate. And so in the end, when I get access to the next area, I still have quite a bit left to explore, and so I have to go back and do that. So with the Cobalt Coastlands, I decided to focus on exploring first, be as thorough as I could be with exploring before advancing any of the story. And there was quite a bit to explore in the Cobalt Coastlands. I caught a lot of Pokemon. I spotted a new Quillfish in the water, and I couldn't quite focus on it, but I was able to aim a feather ball at it and catch it that way. I could tell from a distance that it was a Quillfish, but also that it was a different Quillfish. So this is a dark and poison type Quillfish, and I can see in the Pokedex that it does evolve. So I'm really excited about this one because I've always kind of liked Quillfish, but it's another of those Pokemon that really could use some extra love. Really interested to see what it's going to evolve into. I also caught one of the Growlithe and was surprised when it was throwing rocks at me. I expected it to still be a fire type, but I did not expect it to be a fire and rock type. Caught one of those, put it on my team along with the Quillfish as well, and I hope I find a Firestone soon so that I can evolve it. I assume that's how it evolves. Speaking of my team, though, I'm having a little bit of trouble, I guess, formulating my team, because as with every Pokemon game, I always prefer to use Pokemon that are new. And that's a bit of a flaw, I guess, or not really a flaw, it's just because I prefer to use new Pokemon, I kind of made sure not to become too attached to my team, to not really team build too early, because I knew that eventually I'd want to swap Pokemon out, but so many of these Pokemon come kind of late. I was really expecting to have more regional forms or more, unique Pokemon on my team sooner. So now I have the Samurott, I have the Growlithe, I have the Ursaring waiting to evolve, and I have the Quillfish. But this all happened so late, like I really don't know whether I'm going to keep any of these Pokemon on my team, except for the Samurott. The Samurott will definitely stay. And I know of other regional Pokemon that I am going to encounter at some point. I don't know if I'm going to keep them on my team, but something like Zorua? I've seen that one enough to know that I definitely want to try it out, at least for a bit. So, I don't know, it's always just a little bit disappointing when the Pokemon you really want to try out comes so late. And in this game, where so few of the Pokemon are new, so many of them coming late, I don't know, it feels weirdly unbalanced. But eventually I felt like I was ready to move on with progressing the story a little bit. I met Polina and Iscan and was told about Legion. I have glimpsed this Pokemon in a couple of different situations, but I don't have a good idea of what it looks like at all. I'm assuming, just judging from the name, that it's related to Basculin, and that's another Pokemon that could definitely use a little bit of extra love, but I don't know what it looks like. Iscan asked me to go pick up a Dusclops though, and I didn't have one yet. I had a couple of Duskull, and I had tried really hard to catch a Dusclops before, but they kept breaking out of my balls, so I'd given up. But now that I actually need one, I had to go back and get one. But it was getting a little bit late, so I was planning to end there for the night and then just start the next day by catching the Dusclops. Except that a space-time distortion appeared just as I was about to end for the day, so I decided to go explore that first, just because I knew it wouldn't be around the next time that I picked up the game. Well, it turned out that was a bit of a mistake, because as soon as I went in there, I was mobbed by a bunch of Pokemon. I didn't get to throw a Pokeball at a single one, and I was murdered. I actually passed out in the space-time distortion. If someone finds my stuff, please bring it back to me. There was a water stone in there. Woke up back at camp, and of course, the distortion was gone. I was feeling really disappointed. I really wanted to finish on a high note, but I was very tired by that point. I'm still needing quite a bit of rest to recover from my surgery, so I guess that's it for the day. We'll pick back up tomorrow, catching a Dusclops, and there should be a lot of exploring to do. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter.